Hey everyone, how's it going? So today we're going to start working on the base vectors as well as picking the colors for our Capybara guy that we did in part 1 of this video series. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss part 3 of this series. Alright, so let's get to it.
So here we have our capybara sketch from the first part of this series. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna copy this guy and bring it over to Affinity Designer. So what I do here, I just press Windows Shift S. It's gonna bring up the screen capture tool. Okay, that's been copied to the clipboard. Then I'm gonna go over to Affinity Designer, and I'm gonna create a new file. So let's set it to like 1080 by 1080. Leave it at 72 dpi. I want to make it a square image because I want to post it into Instagram later. So I'm just going to create this file here, and then I'm going to paste the image that we copied before and resize it. There. Let's just save this file. Center this guy a bit. So now I'm going to set its opacity to like 20 or 30%, just so I can barely see the sketch itself. I'm setting the opacity by using the number keys on my keyboard, so you don't have to change it here in the layers panel. Okay, right. And I'm gonna lock it, so I'm gonna press Ctrl L, okay, so I don't accidentally move it. And now I'm going to use the... We have two options now in order to trace these as vectors. One of them is using the pen tool. Let's zoom in like this. So we click the first point here to add a node, and on the second one I'm just gonna click and hold it to create a curved line, and click it again here. Okay, that's one way you can go about it. But if you have a pen display or a tablet, it might be more comfortable to use the pencil tool, which is this guy here. So choose the pencil tool, and I just draw like this. You see that there's this little pink rope here that's gonna drag the line, and you can adjust it here. If you go up here, you'll set stabilizer to 1, you check this guy, and you check this rope mode, and you choose the length of the rope. So if I set it to 100-ish, check out the length of the rope, it's much longer now, and you just drag it around. I find it easier if I set it to like 35. And you will just draw it with confidence. If it doesn't work out, you just undo it and try it again. That's one way to do it. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I prefer the pen tool because I've used it for many years and I'm more comfortable with it. So just so you know, you have these two options. You can either use the pencil tool if you have a drawing tablet, or the pen tool. So just click and drag. And I'm gonna close it. And I'm gonna fill it with white. And Then I'm gonna send it to the back. So I'm gonna press Ctrl left bracket. So it goes behind the sketch itself. So I can still see the sketch on top of the vector I just drew. And I can adjust the nodes using the node tool, shortcut A. The node tool should appear here on the tools bar. I just hit it because I don't use the tools bar very much. I use shortcuts all the time. But it's the white arrow over there. Let's draw the big head shape now. You can adjust the handles to match with your sketch. Let's open up this guy here. If you want to get rid of some lines that you drew, and you want to open this path, for instance, you just select it, press the node tool, A, and you shift select the nodes that you want the path to be broken, and then you choose this option here, action, the first one here, break curve. And what's it gonna do? It's gonna split this into two different paths. See? So I just delete this one, bring this one here. There you go. Now let's draw this inner part of the ear. Click it here, click and drag here. Click and drag again. There. Send it to back. The reason why I always have my my shapes filled with white is so I don't see what's behind it. Because if I don't have a white fill on this one, if I remove it here, for instance, see? That looks kind of ugly, right? So let's undo that. And keep tracing. Send it to back. Now for the eye, I'm just gonna pick the ellipse tool. Just gonna draw it here. Turn it around a bit. Let's choose the stroke color here and drag it to black here so it's applied. I'm gonna grab this guy here, I'm gonna copy it, I'm gonna paste it, then I'm gonna drag it around here, scale it down a bit. Okay. But I want this guy to go inside this other one here. So I'm just gonna select it, cut it, then I'm gonna paste inside here like this. So let's do that again. So I'm gonna select it, cut it, paste inside. There's another circle here, so I'm just gonna copy paste, So we have 2 now. Then I'm gonna scale it down again. Like this. As part of the head, we can also use an ellipse. Instead of tracing with the pen tool here, we can use the ellipse tool here as well. So here we go. Now let's trace the head. And close the object. Fill it white and send it to back. But check out what just happened here. It doesn't go along with the sketch that we planned, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna select this guy. I'm gonna pick the node tool. Then I'm gonna select the problematic node here. And then I hold Alt and fix it. With the node tool as well, I can just move it around like so. That's one way to do it. I'm fixing after the fact, but I could just do it as I go along, like so. I'm using the pen tool, so I'm just gonna click it here again. So this is the handle that's gonna cause that issue. So I just click the node again. It's gonna remove that handle, then I continue drawing. It's faster that way. I'm gonna do the same here. I'm gonna use the node tool now here. Okay. And let's select this node, go to the pen tool again, so we can close this object. Fill it white, send it to back. Whoops, didn't go to back as much as I wanted. Okay. So another thing that I do is, it's kind of a trick. I don't like the way this node looks here. I want it to be rounded, so I just select the node tool. I select the corner tool, which is C. So I press C, click, and then I'm gonna click the node and drag it. I'm gonna press V so I can see how I fix that. Now for the band here, I'm going to draw this here. Close the shape, fill it with white. Now I'm gonna cut it, select the top of the head, and paste it inside. Done. With time and practice, you're gonna learn where to place your nodes so that you get the desired curve. It's gonna take a while for you to learn how to do that, but it's well worth it. I'm just gonna draw this line here. At the end of the illustration, this line is not gonna be used. It's just gonna serve as a guide in case I want to make this region another color or something like that. Easier. Oops, I'm using the pen tool with this path still selected, so I'm just gonna press V, click outside to deselect it, then I'm gonna use the pen tool again. And always try to use the shortcuts. It's gonna make your life much easier. It's gonna be much slower in the beginning, but it pays. Yeah. see that this nose is a bit off center. Let's move it a bit to the right. Cut. I'm gonna duplicate this guy, then I'm gonna use this guy here to flip it horizontally. Let's give it a bit of a 3D look, right? I'm gonna duplicate this guy, drag it here, cut it, paste inside. Same here. Hint path. This is going to be another hint path. I think I'm gonna name those hint paths that we're not gonna use. It's just a hint as to where I should put a fold or something. Same here. The issue I'm detecting with drawing on a pen display is that sometimes your hand gets in the way. It's fun to draw on it, don't get me wrong, it's easy, you know, it feels natural, but that's the downside to it. I wish my hand were transparent. Here we're gonna have another pasting side magic. So I just overshoot my lines. Cut it, pasting side. It was pasted inside, but on top of the other tooth that I drew. So I'm just gonna send it back there. So you can see that I'm doing all this without ever touching the layers panel. So you don't have to go back and forth adjusting things in the layers panel and to your drawing. It's more a creative process. I rarely use the layers panel, by the way. This is where his head's gonna be. Let me use the corner tool here again, and I can use the node tool to adjust it. Post. Add another node here. Just so it ends up where we want it to. This node here doesn't look good, so I'm just gonna select it with the corner tool and round it up like this. Like this. Another part of the neck here. Close the shape. It can be sloppy here. Then we're gonna select both these shapes. We're gonna turn them into one. So we go over here to add. These are the Boolean operations, so I just tap it. It's just one shape now, and we're gonna send it to back. There. Whoopsie. Let's delete some extra nodes that I did here. So this neck part is a bit tricky, right? Let me add nodes here. I'm gonna use the node selection. Select both nodes. We're gonna break this curve and delete it. There. I just adjusted this part here because I wanted to make it a bit more 3D-ish. So I'm gonna just add another path here, and you're gonna see what I mean. I'm gonna cut it and paste inside. There. And we're about to do the same with this side here. So button here. Select this, both these shapes here, and I'm gonna group them. Ctrl G, send it to back. After I place a node, I can use the arrow keys to adjust it, like this, or I can hold down Shift and press the arrow keys to move it more. Oh, I forgot the tongue here. Send it to back. See how long it takes to send it to back now, because we have so many objects here. So every time you press the send to back shortcut, it's gonna go back. It's gonna go behind one object. I mean, we have so many now. So instead of doing that, what we can do is we can cut the object, select another object like this, and paste it. It's gonna be pasted right in front of the object you selected. Let's duplicate this guy, move it around here, send it to back. Okay, let's resize it even more. I'm gonna resize holding down shift so I can constrain proportions. And if I want to center these guys, I can do that automatically. I just select both objects, then I click this guy here, and align horizontally, press this, and align vertically, press this. Okay. Let me duplicate this guy, move it here, cut it, and paste inside. Duplicate this guy as well, send it to back, duplicate again, move it, send it to back again, resize it a bit. Duplicate it again, scale it up, so we can have a ring around the lens. Yeah, I can see an issue here. It's not centered on the camera, right? You can always use this part to correct any mistake you made in the sketch phase. So it should be somewhere around here. Draw a path, and you use the selection tool. You can place your cursor here on the corners to rotate it. Then you can hold down shift to constrain it to 15 degrees. And you can resize it. And you can also skew it, which was what I was doing here. So I can place my cursor here and skew it here or here. Up here, duplicate this button. Let's change its perspective a bit, because it's more facing down now, right? I'm gonna cut it, select the shirt, and paste it. Let's round up these corners. I'm gonna select both these nodes with the node tool, then the corner tool. I'm gonna press C, then I'm just gonna drag it like this. Left side of this flap. Let me draw this. The inside, the left side of this flap here. There are some things that I make up as I go. I didn't draw this line in my sketch, but now I see the opportunity to add more volume to it by doing so. For the ledge here, I'm gonna draw I'm gonna pick the rounder rectangle tool. I'll draw it like this. Place it here. Send to back. Let me cut it and paste it on top of this. Then I'm gonna turn it like this. Skew it a bit. If I double click the rounder rectangle, I can adjust the roundedness. I think it looks cuter this way. Okay, so let's duplicate it. Bring it here, send it to back. There. Let me adjust the node so it goes all the way here. It doesn't go in like this. and I can't do that because this is a break it apart object that we use with the round and rectangle tool. So I have to break it apart first. That goes for with any of these tools that you use to draw something. You can't adjust the nodes unless you break it apart. So with it selected, you just press Ctrl Enter. Okay, now that's a regular path that you can manipulate. What's going on? Oh, okay, I'm drawing inside the bag. Okay. Okay, you're outside now. Okay. Are we done? Artboard Tool select, okay. So here's what I like to do now. I'm gonna choose the Artboard Tool. We're gonna create another canvas, so we can have all the steps of our process here. That's not necessary. That's just something I like to do. So with the Artboard Tool selected, you select Document as the size, and you press Insert Artboard. And it's turned our canvas into an artboard. Then if I press it again, then it's gonna place another artboard here. And we're gonna copy everything we have here, paste it into our second artboard. It already looks nice, doesn't it? You can even adjust the stroke thickness. It's not gonna adjust the ones that you pasted inside objects. You can go double click them and adjust them as you go if you want to. Of illustration, right? Call this an illustration. Like this is one of a style of illustration, right? Coloring book or something like that. And you could even add a layer effect to it to have the outer lines be thicker. If you go to the layers panel, and oh, by the way, where did they go? They were here. Okay. View, Studio, Layers. They're supposed to be here. I wonder where they went. Ah, there they are. I don't know why they disappeared, but anyway. So you group your whole illustration, then you go to the Layers panel and you click this Layer Effects button. And drag it around here. Then you check this outline effect. Then you increase the radius. Check that out. Okay, you just got yourself an illustration for a coloring book. Alright, so let's go with the colors now. Let's insert another artboard. This one is going to be base colors. I'm gonna copy this guy, paste it here. Let's get rid of those effects and go change our line thickness to back to where it was. So now's the part where we start experiment with colors. So we just have the colors panel open here, and we choose like what color are we going to give this guy. Like we could just go with the beige or brown, like the colors that capybaras have, but that's not fun at all, right? Let's go wild. Let's pick by the way, I like to have my color panel set as HSL, which is hue, saturation, and luminosity. So we just have to change this drop-down menu to HSL. We have many settings here, but HSL is what I feel most comfortable with. So I just pick any random color. Then I start adjusting the hue. How about blue? How about a blue capybara? Okay, let's see if that works. Change the saturation a bit. Play around with the luminosity. Okay. Yep. So I have to yet color the neck, the arms, the legs, the body. So what I can do now, instead of going one by one and applying, finding the color here or using the eyedropper tool to drag it here and pressing enter to apply it, I could just select the object, copy it, then select the other one that I want this color to be applied to, and I'm going to press Ctrl Alt V. That's going to paste the attributes from the object that we copied before. So I just press Ctrl Alt V, and there you go. And you just keep selecting and pressing it. Okay. I want his hands to be darker shade of this blue. Paste the color, then I go to luminosity, bring it down a bit, and I can also play around with the hue so it has a different color. There. Then I'm gonna copy it and select all the other parts that I want the same I want to have the same color, and paste attribute. Same for his nose. And his lip here. And I can even use the transparency tool, hotkey Y, and do something like that. Let me close this shape here, so we can paint this dark blue as well. Cut it, select this one, paste it, and use the transparency tool again. Can get rid of this guy now. With his feet. Let's draw another shape here. Paste attributes, cut it, paste it inside here. Use the transparency tool as well. I can adjust the angle for the angle for the transparency tool like that, like this, and I can hold down Control and drag it around. His color is blue. It's a cold color. Let's go with the warmer color for his clothes, right? So how about a yellow shirt? Just pick any random color here and just drag the hue slider. I'm gonna copy it. Select this one and paste attributes. Same here, same here, same here. Here as well. But this one's gonna be a bit lighter. So we can see you can have more contrast on the sleeve where it folds, right? How about a bit more orange? Yeah, I think that looks better. Click this guy to apply the attributes as well. I don't like this gap here. Since I'm here, I'm going to adjust it. There. As for the camera, let me try a red camera. I'm just gonna paste the yellow that I had, and I'm just gonna drag the slider a bit like this. And just keep experimenting till you find a suitable color. me try and make this lens larger. This button, I think it looks better if it goes a bit lower. And you just keep tweaking. Orange buttons. Later on, when we're rendering this guy, we're gonna try and add some texture to the shirt. I don't know, maybe flowers or something, or just leave it as it is. We'll see. I'm always having ideas as I go along. This guy's a bit off center now. Now I can see it. Let me group it. Bring it here. Skew it a bit. There. He's gonna be yellow. The same colors that I use for his shirt and the camera, but for the eyes. Like the white of the eyes, he's gonna be yellow. Red eyes. Nice. For the pupil, I always pick the same color as the iris, and I decrease the luminosity. I never pick black, otherwise it looks dull. It's always nice for our blacks to have a bit of color. Same thing with the nostrils. I'm always using shortcuts. I'm copying objects and pasting attributes. I can just use the color picker. So I just drag from the color picker to this color, then I press enter, and it applies to the object. So we're done with the base vectors and base colors. Let me delete these lines here so we can have only the sketch. So here you can see all the steps that we did. So we have the sketch, vectors, and the base colors. And then the next one is going to be render. Let me just draw a little shadow here. I may have to resize him a bit. There. So for the next part, we're going to start rendering this guy. Alright? So I'll see you next time. Take care. Cheers!